Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ramsey Poston with NASCAR, and a big welcome to those who are here today and those who are tuning in from home, and a big welcome to our fans who came out to see us today. Welcome. The best fans in sports, thank you. The Hall of Fame voting panel again made history today by electing 5 new legends to the 2012 class of the NASCAR Hall of Fame. These 5 individuals will be enshrined right here in this building next January. Here's a recap of the process. Earlier this year, the 21-member NASCAR member nominating committee submitted a ballot with 25 nominees to be considered, which was announced in April. The eligibility requirements are simple. Individuals with 10 years of service and drivers with 10 years of experience who have been retired for 3 years. All contributions to the sport, not just those who participated in the NASCAR Sprint Cup or the Premier Series, are to be considered. Today, the larger 55-member voting panel, representative of the entire NASCAR community, got together, debated, and discussed all 25 nominees once again. And I'll say that it was another spirited conversation today. There was some debate, and I know for a fact there were a lot of voting members today who changed their mind more than once. Finally, I want to give a shout out to one of the most important members of the voting panel, and that's you, the fans. Over the last several weeks, you have voted online at NASCAR.com, and these votes tally up to one of the votes on the voting panel and are reflected here in today's outcome. I also want to say that today's vote was monitored and tabulated by representatives from Ernst & Young, and joining Brian on the stage here in a moment will be a representative, Patrick Grambling, who verified the vote. With that, I'd now like to ask NASCAR Chairman and CEO Brian France to announce the 5 new inductees to the 2012 NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Ramsey. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, let's get started. He won 3 consecutive championships. Let's welcome Cale Yarborough to the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Cale Yarborough won an unprecedented 3 consecutive championships from 1976 through 78.
Always tried to stay in good physical condition. I could run the last lap just about as hard as I ran the first lap, and it paid off a lot of times.
It didn't make no difference if he was 2 laps behind or 20 laps ahead. He drove that car as hard as he could possibly drive it.
When you got a driver you know is going to give you everything he's got, you could take away 30% of the car and he'll still give you enough to beat everybody.
Cale Yarborough has won the national championship.
It's just amazing to think back over my career, think about how blessed I was to be able to do well in something that I really love to do.
Yeah. Good. Sure. He won 84 races and 3 championships. Let's welcome Darrell Waltrip to the stage.
I said I was going to do this, and I am.
Darrell Waltrip was unlike any champion before him. With 84 wins and 3 cups, Waltrip talked big and backed it up.
Earnhardt in the middle. Waltrip to the inside. Darrell Waltrip's got it.
He had nicknames like Jaws, but Jaws was winning. He backed up what he said.
Darrell is, in his way of driving, he was as good as ever come along.
He didn't just talk the talk. He walked the walk and went home with the checkered flag on more than a few occasions.
Darrell was pretty smart as far as figuring what he could do and what he couldn't do without abusing the tires. He knew when to race and when not to.
I'd sit on your back bumper and make you wonder if I was going to hit you. And every now and then I'd hit somebody just so I'd say, he will hit you. I didn't care if they mentioned my name until there was 100 to go. And then I wanted people to say, where'd he come from? I took a lot of pleasure in holding back, saving a little something, and then getting them right at the end, because it seemed like that really ticked them off.
Widely considered the greatest crew chief in the history of NASCAR, Dale Inman is in the Hall of Fame.
Trust me, go to the truck, change the right front tire, and help load and unload the truck. And I don't even know when the crew chief was developed where he didn't have to do no work.
In the history of NASCAR, no other crew chief has achieved the success that Dale Inman has. In just over 20 years, Inman won 193 races. Teamed with his cousin Richard Petty, the duo wrote the NASCAR record books.
He understood the strategy of a race. He understood, when to pit, when not to, outthinking these guys.
In 1967, Inman and Petty teamed up for one of the most dominating seasons in the history of auto racing, winning an astonishing 27 races, 10 of those in a row. In addition, Inman and Petty won 7 championships together in NASCAR's Premier Series, more than any other driver-crew chief combination. And in 1984, Inman joined Terry Labonte to win his 8th overall championship, becoming the most successful NASCAR crew chief of all time.
He won 8 consecutive modified championships. Richie Evans will join the Hall of Fame.
He ruled the Cup Series, but Richie Evans was the king of NASCAR's modified series. The Rapid Roman from Rome, New York, won 9 titles, including 8 straight.
Probably one of the most exciting races that Martinsville ever had was the finish with Richie and Jeff crashing and banging on the last lap. There was 4 cars in the lead lap, and I was one of them. And all I said to myself was, darn it all, they both made it over the finish line.
In an unprecedented honor, Evans, 61, became the first number in any NASCAR division to be retired.
The final inductee. He's led a family that's competed in NASCAR for over 6 decades. Please welcome Glen Wood to the Hall of Fame.
Glen Wood has been around NASCAR since the beginning. Wood won 9 races in the Cup and Convertible Series before becoming one of racing's most innovative owners, winning some of the most memorable races.
They both spin. They're in the wall. Petty is sliding, slamming in the wall. He's coming down toward the finish line. Will he make it? He's still moving. The car stops 300, 400 feet shy of the finish line. Pearson is still running. David Pearson moving down through as they come to the stripe. The winner is car number 21.
Wood revolutionized the way crews approach pit stops, elevating a motorsport into a team sport.
And here is the famous Glenwood pit crew that did so well at Indianapolis.
We had one of the best crews at that time, and most of it was brothers.
You know that some of your pit stops were as fast as 15 seconds?
I wouldn't doubt it, because I know that when I made my stops, I didn't hardly have time to take a drink of water.
Did I say legends? We got 5 more legends, and this Hall of Fame, again, is very well served. I congratulate the nominating committee and the voting panel, and I congratulate the new members of the NASCAR Hall of Fame and their families. Congratulations. But now the work begins now. You know we're going to put you to work. You ready? All right. So we'll be back here in January of 2012 for enshrinement for the 2012 NASCAR Hall of Fame. Thank you, everyone.
It's the pinnacle. You put all those things aside. It's your whole body of work, whatever you've done, whatever you've accomplished. But this is about being recognized for those accomplishments. And so today's the pinnacle. Plus, I told some other folks, it's about the respect of your peers. And I don't mean just the people you raced with. You know, when you look at the voting panel, that's a diverse group of people, track promoters, media people, drivers, former crew chiefs. To have them respect you and appreciate what you've done, and they were there to watch you do it, that means a lot too.
I knew all of them. I was acquainted with all of them. You know, probably the least I was acquainted with Big Bill, but Bill Sr., I've had some serious arguments with him and knew all the drivers, argued with Darrell, you know, and but I knew all these people, everybody that's so far that's been in it, and the ones to come, you know. And the thing about it, we just done our thing, and the people that's going to get in from here on, they don't know nothing to do. They just got to do their thing and do it good and be looked at. And I hope this opened the doors, and I'm sure it did, for a lot more crew chiefs to be coming in, and the ones that's really still active. And I'll not call no names, but we got a lot of good ones out there.
It's got to be one of the biggest honors you can get in this sport of NASCAR. We've been in it a long time, and I made a comment, it's been a long road, but it's very gratifying to, after all these years, to have been chosen as one of the inductees here.